Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just had some thoughts on AI and creativity, and I wanted to get it all out here in this kind of like opinion piece. I'm going to be trying to do one of these a week. Hopefully, knock on wood, I can keep up with that clip. But for now, let's get into it. Creative industries are at a fork in the road. One path leads to a future with artificial intelligence taking over from humans where creative endeavors are concerned, and the other respects the human element in creativity. Each path has its supporters. On AI's path stands business people and tech CEOs, the ones who stand to profit most from stripping the human from the humanities. On the other side stands creatives, people who want nothing more than to share their stories and art and have found a way to do that within a system that, at the best of times, resents them and at the worst, outright hates them. I can see only a small patch of common ground, one that seems to be shrinking by the day. As more business people give in to the need for constant growth and convince themselves that a large language model is every bit as capable of creating something profound as a human is. It's the same impulse that has devalued the artistry that went into art with even the most wide appeal. The average cinephile is unlikely to hold the movies that make up the Marvel Cinematic Universe in high esteem, but those popcorn flicks capture the public consciousness in a way that movie series never have before. Midnight releases were akin to nerd worship sessions. The MCU was the religious text, and Tony Stark was their prophet. However, that near religious fever died out. If you ask the average moviegoer if they've kept up with the MCU since Endgame, they'll likely say they haven't. The need to grow a streaming platform in Disney Plus accelerated the release schedule. Instead of having to watch 4 movies a year, people had to watch 4 shows and 4 movies. The need for constant growth stretched the creatives thin. Real people with passion for these projects turned in lackluster experiences dictated by quarterly earning goals and notes from people who neither understand nor care for the source material. So slowly the public lost interest. These creatives couldn't tap into the heart to make people care. How could an LLM? Sure, you'll be able to produce content quickly, but quality over quantity exists as a saying for a reason. Not all creatives are in alignment. Paul Schrader, writer of Taxi Driver, disagrees with my sentiment. He recently said that he's supportive of the use of generative AI in writing films. In a Facebook post, as transcribed by Variety, he said, quote, "I'm stunned. I just asked ChatGPT for an idea for a Paul Schrader film, then Paul Thomas Anderson, then Quentin Tarantino, then Harmony Korine, then Ingmar Bergman, then Rosalind Lang, Scorsese, Murnau, Capera, Ford, Spielberg, Lynch. Every idea ChatGPT came up with in a few seconds was good and original and fleshed out. Why should writers sit around for months searching for a good idea when AI can provide one in seconds?" Close quote. At first glance, this might seem like the end. A man who's had success in the industry, who's written moments so iconic that the average person is as likely to recognize it from one of the many parodies as they are from the film itself, has thrown in the towel, bent the knee to AI, and so perhaps we all should. But I'd like to counter with this. Ideas count for nothing. Execution means everything. Everyone, and I truly mean everyone, has a great idea for a movie within them. And maybe 1% will ever even attempt to write it down. Less will finish a first draft. And maybe 1% of that 1% will have the fortitude to write and rewrite, to submit and to be rejected until they ultimately have it become something that people can watch in a theater. So sure, ChatGPT can give you an idea, but only a person can make an idea worth anything. So that's why I'm not really worried about AI taking over for creatives. I don't doubt that the ones on the path of AI will attempt to make it standard, but they'll fail and flounder, wondering why the programs sold to them by people who have never been creative a day in their lives aren't akin to an infinite money glitch. The people on the path of humanity in art will still create. Even if they can't find a way to make a living, they'll write, they'll paint, they'll make music, because that's what they are. I've made over 1,600 pieces of content for the various YouTube channels I run over the past 7 years. And I'm not particularly successful monetarily, but I love doing it. I can't imagine doing anything else. When I sat down to try to collect my thoughts on AI and creativity, it was like a jolt of electricity ran through my body. And sure, maybe only a couple hundred people will ever see this. But that's okay. The creativity is for me first and foremost. And I'm just lucky I live in a time where I can easily share it with people. I recently binged the first season of Severance on Apple TV, and I loved it. What attracted me was a high concept, sci-fi idea, but what kept me glued to the screen was a story about grief, about our relationship to work, most importantly, our relationship to ourselves. I feel like we've all been at our jobs staring at the clock at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, wishing time would move faster or that we didn't have to experience the next interaction with a customer or manager. But Dan Erickson, the creator of Severance, turned that feeling into a script with twists and turns and an unmistakable humanity at the heart of things. Shows like that prove to me that art isn't an idea or a string of words that a computer thinks are most likely to follow one another. It's human. And of course, the counterpoint to all this is there's a new series coming out called FBI CIA. So maybe this is all bullshit and I'm wrong. Only time will tell. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments. Just wanted to share some stuff I've been playing around with in regards to creativity and AI here on the channel. I really appreciate you checking it out. If you liked it, please subscribe. I'll have more videos talking about video games, movies, creativity, artificial intelligence, all of that. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.